Hey y'all, it's Roberta here with another car conversation. I hope that you are doing well today and that your day is just going amazingly. And if it's not, I pray that it gets better for the rest of the day. So what's on my mind today is is struggling through like feeling like life is happening to you. So yesterday I yesterday I was chatting with my ex about plans for the holiday, what's going on, who's doing what, who's got the kids. And per our arrangement, I get part of Christmas break and he takes the other part of Christmas break. Cool, right? That way, both kids have the opportunity to see each parent during the holiday. Each parent has the opportunity to celebrate and really just taking those holidays seriously, right? And I will also say the added benefit for me is that there are these, or should be, these anticipated built-in breaks for me. The kids with me full time, they only see him every other weekend. So holiday breaks or Thanksgiving breaks or Christmas breaks are like 2 to 3, maybe 5 days back to back where I can just take a deep breath and I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just, I know it's there, right? So if I want to stay at home and get things done around the house without having to go through the motions and the energy of the day or the school week, or if I want to take that time to do maybe a long trip to just take some me time for a bit of time. That's, for me, how I anticipate these breaks. And these breaks are usually, as you guys can imagine, summer breaks as well as usually over the Christmas holiday. Holiday weekends really are just like one extra day in terms of a visitation schedule. So that's cool. All right, so me, I'm a planner trying to figure out what the holiday's gonna be, who's doing what, where are the kids going, who's watching the kids, what's his time gonna be, what's my time gonna be, and what's my schedule all the way, all those things in between there. Sent him an email last week, no response. Sent a text yesterday to say, hey, do you mind checking out the email and replying back so that everything is confirmed? Okay? He said, cool. He goes and responds to the email. I open it up and first few lines, cool, good to go. Then he says, oh, yeah, I will not be available, nor do I plan to see the children over the Christmas break because I will be traveling internationally for 2 weeks. And I was just so disappointed. I was sad and disappointed. And I'm sure the first right response is, oh, you should be sad that your kids won't have time with their dad. Okay, that's a response. That's not my first response. Just being honest. My first response, my first thought was, dude, so you're so selfish. Like, you're so selfish, right? Like, you do what works for you and what you want to do, regardless about spending time with the children over Christmas and regardless of the impact that has on me as your co-parent. The other thing I thought was, this isn't a new trip, right? Like, you don't just up and say, I'm going overseas for 2 weeks. And for you to be able to tell me 6 weeks ahead of time means you've had it planned for a while, at the very least, if not booked in your mind, and had not to this point ever communicated it to me. So had I not reached out, had I assumed closer to the date, I wouldn't have been able to make any plans. Luckily, now I can make the adjustments. But y'all, just so disgusted. Like, what's the point? Like, what is the point of co-parenting if only one parent decides to show up and do the co-parenting? Like, I swear, we go to the court, we waste all this time and money and energy and back and forth to get the language right in a custody agreement. We go back and forth to make sure everything works out well. And at the end of the day, you don't give a crap about anyone but yourself. Because do you think that he offered to say, well, can I spend some time earlier in the month to celebrate Christmas with them? Or do something differently? Or how does this affect your schedule? He did not. I'm trying not to cuss because I'm just so irritated. So freaking irritated. And yet, you get to go along your merry, merry way. I would like to take a 2-week vacation kid-free somewhere, even if it's a work trip for 2 weeks kid-free. Must be nice to have the luxury. There's such, what pisses me off more than anything else is the privilege that men have just because they're men. They literally do not understand the burden that women take on when they become mothers, a burden that cannot be easily moved, lifted, or delegated. If there are some extenuating circumstances for that woman, things that are going on in her life, her health, that's one thing. But all else being equal, assuming 2 healthy, stable parents, men have such a privilege to be like, yeah, I'll be a father today. Yeah, no, I don't want to be a father this weekend. Oh, no, I don't want to do this for Christmas. And here, you handle it. You take care of it. You figure it all out. Like, what the fuck? Like, why is this okay? I mean, it's not okay. It just isn't okay. And it pisses me off to no end. And then I get sad. And then I get crying. And then I get overwhelmed. Because I can't see the end. I can't see an open door, an open window that says, Roberta, you're going to have a moment to have a breath. You're going to have a moment to just spend 2 to 3, maybe 5 days by yourself doing the things that you want to do. At this point, it's not about being a good parent because my kids will always be taken care of. They will always have what they need. They will always have shelter and food and love and caring, and we will make sure that child care is like we will always make sure that we are good, the 3 of us. But we don't have the privilege. We as women don't have that privilege that men have to just be like, I don't feel like being a mom this week. No, I'm not going to take summer vacation. And I'll say this broadly that I think men have that privilege, but many of you know people or are in situations where you're the father figure and the mother doesn't show up and is just so laissez-faire or irresponsible or not accountable to holding up their part of the arrangement to take care of these kids together. And should I want to relocate out of town, I've got to prove the burden of why I'm moving because I have the kids with me primarily. Should he get up and decide he wants to move out of town? Nope. No burden needed. He can just go, move, leave, go wherever. Like, so fucking irritating. Now that the venting portion is done. It's just real. It's just real. And I did not know who to call yesterday to vent. I didn't know who to cry to. And so if you're feeling this and you're listening to this, go ahead and cry. Go ahead and cry right now because it breaks your heart It breaks your spirit. It breaks your motivation. It breaks your hope in humanity in your co-parent when they are just a loser. Maybe I should be nice, but that's just how it feels. And then I realized that I just got to figure it out. That I've got to figure out how to then take time off in different ways. Because if I can't do it when the kids are supposed to be with their father, then I've got to navigate. And the reason I set aside this hope that their visitation time is my break time is because I don't want to just leave my kids in the middle of a random week, in the middle of the month, to be like, hey, I'm going on vacation, because then they will feel abandoned by me, and that is not the feeling I want them to have. I want them to know that mommy's there. And there's also this guilt of, not spending enough time, which I've chatted about before. So all those things play a role in my mind. So what I have decided to do is that I'm going to look for some time where I can just take off work in the middle of the week and use the strength of my network. Whether that be babysitters or cousins or parents who really would say, yeah, it's okay, we'll watch the girls for a bit of time. And just be so grateful that I have that network. If you have friends and family who will be willing to help you, ask. It's okay to ask. Don't take advantage, but it's definitely okay to ask. And explain that you just need 2 days, 3 days to go somewhere quiet, to be in your house in peace and quiet. Lay in bed, watch the TV, read the books, listen to music, sleep, whatever it is that you do to recharge, do it. Because us waiting on someone else to show up and do what they're supposed to do, yeah, that's insanity. Yeah, that's crazy. And 2 years later, I'm still surprised. I don't know why. I'm still surprised by the insanity, and I have to manage my own expectations. And then once I manage my expectations, I'm gonna make different moves. Yeah, I'm going to make different moves because I can no longer be emotionally held back by someone continuously disappointing me. So, if I want to adjust the schedule, I might just go do that because you don't give a shit about my schedule, and I'll be willing to trade weekends, whatever. But mommy here, mommy's got to take care of me. Mommy's got to be healthy. Mommy has got to be grounded, and mommy has got to be in a good mind space, because when I'm in a good mind space, I have more patience, I'm more nurturing, I'm more compassionate, and my kids need that from me. I have to do the work to be prepared to be an amazing mom for them. And if ever I feel like I need to tap out, I need to reach for my lifelines, friends I can trust, family members, sister, and truly say, can you help me? And part of living in a thriving mindset is knowing when to ask for help, because you do not, nor should you, do it all by yourself. We weren't meant to be alone or lift all these burdens by ourselves, but sometimes we find ourselves in that space, and that's okay. That you find yourself there, but you don't have to stay there. There's plenty of mom groups that you can join via social media platforms, and you can find your new village. You can find your new family. You don't have to be alone. And in that village that you have people who understand your struggles of taking care of your kids, running your household, and taking care of self. And I encourage you to reach out to those networks. Create them where they don't exist. And keep trying. Don't give up hope that you can have those networks. Last night I was pissed, then upset, and today I'm much better. I am, as you can see, I'm in a different car today, and this is my fun car. This car was an investment in me, and every time I ride in it, drive it, it makes me remember that it's okay to put me first. It's okay to invest in the things that bring me joy. And then I'll set it aside. I don't overuse it. I don't overindulge. But if your joy is Starbucks coffee, go do the thing that brings you joy. If it's sitting in a sauna, go do the things that bring you joy. Because we may be divorced, but we do not have to be neutral, and it is okay, and it is desired to be in a thriving mindset. It's okay to be in a thriving space. That is one of the goals, to get past and through your divorce and get into a thriving mindset where you are focusing on you, growing you, identifying the things that bring you joy, and then continuing to advocate for yourself. So at the end of the day, you look in the mirror and you are so amazed by the person you see. I'll end it with the affirmations I ask my kids to say, and they've pretty much got them memorized. My name is Roberta. I'm amazing. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. And I'm kind. Take care. Bye.